and welcome to the Amora Hotel in Sydney and our short video wrap of our most recent 3-day seminar with Dr. Steve Galella. Over the 3 days, Dr. Galella covered the dynamics of human facial development and the orthodontic technique that he developed, controlled arch. Dr. Galella has a unique and wonderful ability to both educate and entertain at the same time. Let's go to Vanessa Truitt and hear what some of the doctors have to say about the course.
From Rapid Smiles. We're here at the Amora Hotel in Sydney at the Facial Growth course with Dr. Steve Galella. We have a great group of dentists here from all over Australia and New Zealand. I'm here with one of the dentists, Dr. Tony Ansell, who practices in Wallara. Hi Tony, what do you think of the course so far?
Well, it's fantastic, Vanessa, because I've known Steve for at least 3 or 4 years, but he's absolutely on fire at the moment. And his concepts of facial growth and development are based on scientific fact, research, and his ability to communicate that information is superb. I can highly recommend anybody that's interested in the whole field of dentofacial growth and development to listen to Dr. Steve Galella.
Tony, so what you've learnt at his courses over the last 3 or 4 years, you put it into practice on your patients in your office?
Absolutely. We use this on a daily basis and the patients are more than thrilled. We see the linkage to the whole dental sleep medicine world through the airway. We are basically increasing intraoral volume for the tongue, changing neck posture and whole body dynamics by default. It is absolutely superb work.
Thanks, Tony. Hi, I'm here with Dr. Ron Ritchie, who practices in Hamilton in New Zealand. Hi Ron, what do you think of Steve's course so far?
As you know, I've sort of been to several of Steve's courses. First met Steve about 2.5 years ago, and to be honest, he transformed my professional life and my orthodontic practice. I'm a big fan of Steve's. He's a very well-informed, very good presenter, excellent resources. Every time I come to see him, I learn something new and different. Basically, my practice has doubled over the last 1.5 years, and I owe much of that to the information and the knowledge that Steve has passed on to me in terms of helping what I do for my patients. As you're aware, I brought my staff to several of these sessions and seminars, and they too have become good friends and enjoy Steve's teachings. It's just been a wonderful revelation for all of us, and we thoroughly enjoy coming to visit you here in Australia and to receive the information we get from Steve.
Do you practice Steve's controlled arch system in your practice as well as his facial growth concepts?
Absolutely. I mean, for me, it's a sort of a go-to-woe sort of system. We start off with the young kids, and then we sort of carry on into the controlled arch system where the orthodontics and that system is required. So, absolutely, yeah.
Thanks, Ron, very much. Here we are back at the Amora Hotel, day 2 of the conference and the first day of the Controlled Arch seminar. I'm here with Dr. Rob Dewhurst, who practices in Armidale. Rob, how does controlled arch compare to other straightwise systems that you've used?
It's the reliability of it, the system that I really like, is the fact that it behaves the same all the time. You put it in and it just seems to work through the system, you know, one step after another in a really controlled way, which is probably why it's got its name, without, a lot of the coming back, without having to roundhouse, go back, retreat things, teeth not going exactly where you want them to go and those sorts of things. So it's certainly a much simpler and more reliable system.
What about predictability? Is it more predictable than other straightwise systems that you've used in the past?
Oh yeah. The predictability is one of the big issues with it, because it just, does what you expect it to do all the time. And that's because the arch is controlled from the molars and from the lingual appliances that are in there to control your molars. So your molars don't move, they stay where you put them, and then everything else just lines up around them. So it's, it's very predictable.
Great, thank you. I'm here with Dr. Anne-Marie Cole from Fortitude Valley in Brisbane and Dr. Brett Taylor from Penshurst in Sydney. Anne-Marie, you've done both of Steve's courses now, the facial growth and the controlled arch. How did you find his philosophy?
It's the first philosophy in ortho that made physiologic sense to me. It's working with nature rather than against it, and it was not purely based on mechanics, and because of that fact it made a lot of sense to me, and I've totally embraced the whole philosophy and am enjoying implementing the procedures.
Brett, how have you found Steve's courses? Because you've done 2 or 3 of them now.
I just keep sitting through them and thinking to myself, is it really this easy? I mean, because any other orthodontic course I've been to makes it seem so complicated, and Steve just goes through, 2 wires, indirect placement of brackets. I'm a believer because my dentist, Dr. Cole here, has got me in one of Steve's appliances, and we're scheduled to change me over to his bracketing system. So, I'm a practice what you preach sort of guy, or at least someone else practice on me.
Steve's courses, ones that you would recommend to your colleagues?
Without any shadow of a doubt. In fact, when I look around the room, there's quite a few people here that I have recommended, and it's part of why they're here. But he's very easy to understand, and when you can get over the accent, of course. But he's great. His philosophy is great. It makes sense. And when something makes sense to me, I will run with it. And if it doesn't, I'll back away at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And this is what I'm not backing away from.
I'm not recommending them to anyone because I want to keep it a secret for myself. They're too good.
Thank you both very much.
If you want to be part of Dr. Galella's next educational opportunity, he will be back at the Amora in Sydney in November to conduct 2 courses over 3 days covering TMJ and case finishing on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th of November. Places are limited, so to register go to www.naol.com.au or call 1300 673 379. We look forward to seeing you in November.